this Democratic primary not only watched in the 11th district, the Susquehanna Valley in Pennsylvania, it is being watched across the country. Political observers want to know who Scott Perry's Democratic opponent will be in the November election. We are here at the Englewood Entertainment Center in Hershey. You can see the stage is set for Janelle Stelson. She will be talking to supporters and to us later this evening. Stelson is a political newcomer, but name recognition is important. She was a longtime WGAL anchor. That propelled her into being one of the front runners in this race. She visited polling places in the district today, greeting voters. She did not take questions from our journalists today. We plan to talk to her tonight. She has opted not to do interviews recently, but she did debates, refraining pretty much from attacking her Democratic counterparts for the most part, instead taking aim at Republican Scott Perry, calling him extreme, that he wants to take away freedoms, including women's reproductive rights, and she will fight for the most vulnerable. Her opponents, though, have attacked her for inexperience, living outside the district, and for formally voting as a Republican. Now, Scott Perry has been targeted by Democrats in recent years as a seat that they want to take over in the U.S. House of Representatives. He's been able to withstand challengers, but Janelle Stelson is hoping she will be the next one to take him on in the fall. But it is a tight and very interesting and certainly watched race. We'll have all the results tonight and reaction here from Hershey. I'm Barbara Barr. We'll send it back to you.
Barbara, thank you. We continue our live team coverage of the race with News 8's Tom Lehman, who is following the Mike O'Brien campaign, and he joins us from Harrisburg. Tom.
Yeah, Jerry, we're at the Scottish Rite Cathedral, and we've seen an uptick in people heading to this particular polling place, either trying to get their votes in before dinner time or maybe after if they ate early. But a lot of races on the ballot, not only at the local level, but at the congressional level, as we've been talking about with the 10th Congressional District, which represents Harrisburg and parts of Cumberland and York counties. One of those candidates in the race, Mike O'Brien, the former Top Gun pilot, was one of the candidates who has been running one of the more well-funded campaigns, hoping to try and get his message out to voters. And we're seeing that he's been leaning heavily on his background with the armed forces as being an important part of why he's running, but also the type of values he says will be important if he's elected in Congress. Now, we caught up with O'Brien this morning as he voted in Dauphin County. He said he thinks he can build the kind of coalition needed to beat Perry in November. He says he'd like to focus on issues like protecting abortion access, voting rights, and reducing costs for households here in the 10th District.
We got to have strong support of America's working class, unions especially. We've got to have strong antitrust legislation, and then last but not least, I'm for changes to the tax code. So things like the enhanced child tax credit, that lifted 4 million children out of poverty. That's something I look to continue to expand, and also make the child care tax credit refundable too, to get money into pockets.
Now, O'Brien is a recent move to the 10th District. He hasn't lived here his whole life, but he did say that he intends to move to the district, building a home in Hampton Township for he and his family. He's also leaned a lot on the endorsements he's gotten from some local Democratic leaders here in the 10th District, but also from many of the labor groups around here as he's trying to build up support and what he says will be a coalition that can beat Perry in the general election. We'll continue to follow the results as they come in, starting at 8 o'clock tonight. But for now, in Harrisburg, Tom Lehman, WGAL News 8.
All right, Tom, thanks so much. And we also caught up with Blake Lynch, the former WITF executive, cast his vote in Harrisburg with his family. He spoke about what he wants to do for underserved communities.
Having worked in the city of Harrisburg for 2 decades, I understand that there are a lot of resources that are not being provided to those in underserved rural and urban communities. So we want to make sure that we address that.
And the remaining candidates in the 10th are business consultant and entrepreneur John Broadhurst, Carlisle School Board member and combat veteran Rick Copeland, and also Harrisburg Councilwoman Shemaine Daniels.